Hello, I'm so happy I got a hold of you. Well, welcome back to a brand new year and welcome to more ridiculous Christmas decorations. You'll also notice we have a fantastic picture of Reap. Oh, hell yeah, damn straight. That is right. He is now overlooking all of the proceedings. So, this week we're taking a look at a great game called Micro Mages. Is it really great? Well, let's find out.
There's a lot of games out there, some of which you've never even heard of. That's where I come in. I'm Lucious T. I've been playing games since the age of 2, and I have no life.
This is Retroactive.
So Micro Mages by morphcat Games is more or less a 8-bit version of Super Meat Boy. You sure do assume that your audience knows things. Don't you all know this is YouTube? No one knows anything. You gotta point out the obvious. Like, remember, YouTube has just changed the way its algorithm is, so if you like what you see here, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. Really helps a lot. It takes place in vertically scrolling levels. They all have different themes, different colored backgrounds. You have some that are in ice, some that have lava, some that have poison. Oh, so it's basically 8-bit Super Meat Boy. You play as a little micro mage that can shoot a projectile and can pick up various different points and power-ups along the way. You know, I gotta tell you, Lucius, this game looks pretty good, and it's pretty nice to be back here in 2020. Wow, never thought I'd get out of that endless void of well, not even sure where I was. Now you can pick up a fairy that rolls around you that is a extra hit, as well as a feather that allows you to hover in the air that also gives you an extra hit. Now luckily they both stack, so you can lose your feather and then you lose your extra little fairy guy. Now the game is a simultaneous 1 to 4 player game and was developed to be put on the NES. Now it is also available on Steam. I don't know if it's coming to any other consoles like Switch or anything down the line. But I got the version that's for the NES. I played it on my AVS with my little brother for his birthday. We two-manned the whole thing and had an absolute blast. Oh, look out! It's a ghost! Because this is just good fun gameplay. The music is great, the enemy designs are cool, you have little ghosts, little skeleton guys, goats that shoot bubbles, one-hit deaths, but the power-ups are plentiful, and another nice thing this game does is when you're playing it with 2 or more players, if someone dies, their character comes back as a ghost, and then you can use that ghost character to freeze the other enemies. So, for instance, the snakes, once they see you, they launch after you and just keep chasing you in a direction until they either kill themselves or get locked in an area. With the ghost, you could use one of the ghosts to freeze it, allowing you to get your micromage up there to one-shot it. Now, most of the enemies take a couple of shots, some take more, like the big goat guys or the demon guys who throw pikes, but really, it's just a fun, balanced game. I enjoyed it. You have levels where you're having to... Now, why it's like Meat Boy is because you can jump off walls. So that's the thing, is your character can wall jump all the way up. And it just feels very Meat Boy-esque in that regard. But you have a projectile attack. And when you die, you do make a big pleasing explosion if you fall off the level, which level scrolls up slowly, but it also goes based on how fast you're going up. So it doesn't really feel like you're really racing a clock or anything. It just, you can... Classic Contra here, you can kill your buddy if you're going too fast. And the power-ups, if you get with the ghost, so if you die and you come back as a ghost, if your partner finds another power-up and you grab it, it'll bring you back to life. So either the little fairy guy or the feather will bring you back to life. So it's a very generous game in that regard. You jump all the way up to the top, avoiding obstacles. Like I said, you can have the saw blades, the guys throwing stuff down the way, bubbles, poison, lava. You get up to the top, and you jump into the entrance, or the exit, rather, to the next level. And that's about it. Some levels will have hidden areas where you can get it, where you can see there's treasure here, there's boxes here, how do you get to it? Some of them you can bounce up off of yourself. It's really designed to be played with more than one person, I think, because it's more enjoyable with 2.
Bottles and bottles, bottles and bottles, bottles till the end.
At least. And I bet with 4 it'd be absolutely nuts. At the end of each section of levels, there is a boss fight. Now, the boss fights do get reused. So you have the lightning guy, you have the knight, you have the big eyeball. There might have been another one. It's a ghost! And they each have their own patterns. The second time you face it, they get a little bit more intense until you get to the absolute last boss, which then has another form where you're chasing it in the sky. And the funniest thing about when you kill the last boss is if you died on the last boss, but the other guy survived, when they show the ending cutscene where you rescue the princess, one of you is alive and the other one is dead. And my little brother's like, what the hell, man? That was classic NES gold right there. There's not really much else to it. It's got a password system that's only 4 letters, so it's simple. It's a points challenge. There's no hidden guys or anything like that I've found. But it's just a nice, solid NES game you can play with people. Probably one of the better 4-player NES games there are now because it's so much fun. Easy to pick up. If you know how Meat Boy is with the wall jumping, it's perfectly timed to just music, the backgrounds. They did a great job with this. So you definitely deserve to give it a shot. Either you're getting the NES version or getting the one on Steam. Now, I will mention, when I played my version, when I put it into my AVS, the sound didn't work. And when I put it into my original NES, it had the blinking red light of death. But I put Iron Sword in to check on that, and that still worked. So I don't know if my copy is bugged, but I did have to beat the game in silence. Now, I listened to the soundtrack later, and that's how I know the music is really good, but that was kind of a bummer. So hopefully, if you order another copy or whatnot, you might just want to get the Steam one. I don't know why I always get the NES games, but it's well worth a shot. And that is your Lucious T review. If I was to give this game a rating, get a solid 8.75. So yeah, pick it up and play it. That's your homework.